when you're sending out a seller's disclosure,
Mhm.
will it be marked as to, obviously marked to where the seller needs to fill out the information?
Yeah, so when you let me see, seller disclosure. I'll just do seller disc. Okay, so if I pull up a seller disclosure here, let me just go edit that. So when you share this externally with a seller, they don't see this top part of the
Right.
form. The only thing the seller gets is from here down.
Okay.
So they get seller disclosure for Jack's Bar and Grill or whatever, and then they start answering yes or no to these questions. Now, if they answer yes, then it asks them to provide the details, and it fills that out in the form accordingly on that addendum page. But it'll ask them in line to provide the details, which is easier for them. Okay. What we found was that on the form before, a lot of sellers were filling out this disclosure, but they'd answer yes to something. And then you get to that last page where they're supposed to indicate, if any yes answers have been given, they're supposed to give a complete explanation, and they weren't doing that. And so we were having to send it back to them. So with Legito, it's actually, it's just as soon as they say yes, it's going to ask them to provide the details. And that way you're always going to have that, and you're not going to have to send this back to them multiple times.
Okay.
But yeah, that is the only thing they see. And then what happens for you is that after they've edited the form, you're going to go into your account, and what you'll see a notification up here that somebody has edited a form.
Right.
And if you go to that seller disclosure, like I said, you can click on it and go look at the timeline. Okay. And the timeline will show you that everything that happened with that disclosure. Let me go manage documents again. It's easier to see here. So in my seller disclosure specifically, if I want to see a timeline, I can do it this way. And then it's going to give me the timeline of everything that's happened with this particular seller disclosure. So you can see I created the first draft of this 140 days ago, back in June. Okay. Now you can share from here with your seller, from the document record itself, or you can do it in edit mode. You can share with the seller from up here. And to send it to the seller, you're just going to share it, and you're going to go to external sharing and put in whatever their email address is. Okay. So you're going to send them a link, and you put in your seller's email address here, and then click on send. And it will send them that seller disclosure, a link to it to fill out. And like I said, they only see the bottom half of that. They don't see any of the cab information. They can't change anything up here because they don't see anything that's above this line.
Okay.
Okay. So it makes the seller disclosure a lot easier than it used to be.
Yeah.
Because they can just click, they can answer online, and then you get it back. And then once you have it back, now, again, you look at it, you're going to either approve it, or if your manager has to approve it, somebody's going to approve it. So it'll go from draft to approved. Now you set it up for e-signature. They're not signing it at the same time they're completing it. You're going to set it up for e-signature later. Okay, because you want to review it first. You don't want them signing it and then you review it and find out that, they missed 3 questions and they left 3 of them blank. Still says, please choose. Well, it still says, please choose. Then we need to send it back out to them and say, hey, you missed questions 8, 9, and 10. I need you to answer those. It's got to be yes or no. Please choose doesn't work. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so after you've had a chance to review it, like I said, if you are solo practitioner or in your office, the managing broker doesn't require reviewing and approving prior to signing, then you can go ahead and set it up for e-signature and go from there.